Hey guys, Kenzie and I here. Today we're going to be working on elbows. So, as you can tell, we're slowly going crazy here. But elbows are something that I think are a lot of fun. I think they're incredibly practical. They're a deadly, dangerous weapon. If you haven't looked closely at my scars on my face, you'll know that they are very effective, okay? If you watch fighting, people get sliced up all the time. So in a street fighting scenario, elbows are really helpful, or self-defense scenario I should say, because they're a hard surface, okay? Your elbow bone is very, very hard. It's unlikely to break. It can, but it's very rare, okay? Hitting someone in the face with a closed fist, you're very likely to break your hands. You may not feel it at the time, and I'm not saying don't punch somebody. You know, you can work on conditioning your hands for that, but the reality is that when they introduced gloves in the late 1800s, the reason for this was not to make fighting safer. It was to make fights more exciting because boxers could throw harder punches. Before that point, in bare knuckle boxing, people were throwing relatively light. And the reason is that they wouldn't want to break their hands. A broken hand, of course, compromises your ability to finish a fight. It also compromises your ability to train and not have a broken hand, okay? So be very careful throwing close punches to the head. However, elbows don't have that limitation, okay? Elbows can knock you out, and they can cut you up. Now, a cut in a street fight or a self-defense scenario isn't necessarily going to stop a fight, but if you can blind somebody with their own blood, as gruesome as that is, they're at a disadvantage, okay? Plus, when people start bleeding, they tend to panic a little bit when they're not trained fighters. But beyond that, guys, they're effective weapons, and you should know how to use them. Do understand that amateur fighting at all levels, with some exceptions, does not allow elbows. So don't throw them. Also, in training, guys, be very careful. As a professional fighter, I can throw elbows, but I still pantomime it almost always. Okay, there are elbow pads you can get, but even so, they're still very, they can tend to slip and come, like, roll off. So be very careful there, guys. You know, don't mash each other up with elbows in training. So that's it, guys. Let's get into it. So this is one time I teach like a kata. Okay, for those who don't know, a kata is like a series of movements you see people doing in martial arts where they're running through a series of moves, you know, right? It looks cool. I think the practical application of this is more limited. However, it's a good way to learn the movements. Okay, that's really the intention, is to codify the movements of a martial art in a set sequence so that people can learn them and then put those into practical application. What's nice is that while not nice, but what's nice about this kata though is that while we're all, you know, self-isolating and socially isolating, it allows us to practice without a partner, okay? Kenzie's gonna be here just so you can see what the application would be on a person, okay? Good time! Okay. So anyway, guys, let's get into it. We start with a punching elbow, okay? So just kind of stand over here. We have our guard, right? So often we step in with a jab, right? Stepping in with our jab. So the punching elbow is similar, except that I'm hitting with the entire surface of my forearm. Okay, not the tip of my elbow. That's different. We'll be covering that elbow as a subsequently here. But we're using the whole forearm. We're just kind of mashing this whole thing into somebody. Okay? We're going to step forward, turning my shoulders, and pushing this whole surface, boom, right in someone's face. From forehead down to jaw. Okay? From the side, boom. Whatever stance we're in, it's our lead, because it has more range. Okay? The elbows are very short range tools. Maximize that range. We're doing a punching elbow. So often we're using this movement to split someone's guard. Mackenzie has her guard, right? Your normal guard now. Okay? There we go. Relax. I'm not gonna hurt you. Boom. Okay, I'm splitting through the guard, putting my elbow in their face. Okay? The single. That's a good one. So I'm gonna step forward, boom, splitting through the guard, putting my forearm in the face. Okay? So we follow that with a slashing elbow. Okay? The slashing elbow, we can do it on either side. We're gonna do the rear side for this flow. Okay, we're gonna bring our rear elbow as high as we can get it. Okay, I have relatively poor shoulder mobility, so this is as high as my elbow goes, but I want to get as high as I can. My palm is facing my opponent. Okay, really important. The anatomy of the elbow and shoulder means that when I rotate through, I can get a deeper rotation. okay? Really important we roll that through. We're not palm to us. Plus, our hand tends to get stuck on ourselves. Here versus here, we can our wrist can bend, okay? So elbow comes as high as possible. We're gonna turn our hips and shoulders like we're throwing a cross or a right hook or rear side hook, and pull it through. My elbow pulls through, okay? My other hand comes up and is protecting my head. I usually go kind of thumb side to my head here. The reason is that if I'm in range to throw an elbow on somebody, they're in range to throw an elbow on me. Okay, this is gonna help defend us against the returned elbow. Boom, here. So Mackenzie. So regards here, okay? And this elbow, it's not really a strike so much as a slash. Okay, it's a slashing elbow. I'm trying to cut my opponent. So I'm coming through and I'm hitting and trying to drag the tip of my elbow across her face from eyebrow down to cheekbone, okay? So I'm coming through, I'm dragging from eyebrow to cheekbone. So the first movement is our punching elbow, boom, 1, slashing elbow 2, okay? Actually, yeah, go ahead, yeah. So we punch 1, slash 2, boom. Notice that my hand went from the punch directly to my forehead on the slash. Punch, slash. The next movement is our side elbow, okay? Once again, my palm rotates, facing my opponent, goes straight across. Okay, this is more of a strike. So I'm hitting with the blunt, sort of last little portion of my shin elbow bone here, okay? Right from the tip to the edge here. So this is not as much a slash. We're trying to like hit the jawline or the temple and knock someone out, okay? So, boom, turning through. Shoulders and hips turning like a lead hook. In this case, we could do it rear side as well, okay? But once again, we want to turn our hips and shoulders like we're throwing a hook. Okay, boom, side elbow, okay? Other hand's up, palm out or thumb in, I should say, okay? Boom, protecting me from a return elbow. So it's Mackenzie here. I'm trying to land this elbow across her jawline or temple, okay? Once again, it's a strike, I'm trying to knock her out with this. And you can find plenty of examples of that in fighting in UFC, okay, or other organizations. So, 1, punch out elbow. 2, slashing elbow. 3, side elbow, okay? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Fourth elbow, okay? We've hit this side elbow. We're gonna drop our elbow to our chest, okay? Then we're going to make sure our feet are in line to our opponent, and I'll show that more clearly, okay? My elbow is gonna come upward as I step forward, okay? So I'm hitting this side elbow, my elbow collapses to my chest. I'm gonna make like a scooping movement upward as I step in, hit this upward elbow, okay? Seems silly, and people thought it was, but you know, I think Anderson Silva knocked out some people with this, okay? His coach thought it was silly. He thought it was a ridiculous thing. He saw this in like a, I don't know, kung fu demonstration, I believe it was, or karate. I have to look that up. But he started practicing on his own, just playing with it, and he just threw it in a fight and knocked the guy out. It's pretty awesome. So we're aiming for the underside of the jaw here, or the neck, whatever works, okay? So we hit our side elbow, and I'm gonna step in from underneath, okay? See right here, coming up to the jaw. Either side elbow, underneath, upward into the jawline. Come on, sorry, just didn't sink. No, relax. There. So, we have 1, punch, 2, slash, 3, side, 4, upward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Next, spinning back elbow. Okay? So, like many spinning back techniques, guys, we are going to be stepping across. This is normally a no-no in footwork, okay? If we're facing our opponent, stepping across, you notice that my heel is turning to face my opponent. Heel and knee are aligned directly to them. I'm going to turn around, see my opponent, okay? My rear side elbow is going to come across, boom, here. So, step across, boom. Step across, boom. In this angle, step across, Boom. There you go, Sammy. Flip across. Boom. Okay? My partner. And obviously, guys, be very careful working these elbows with a partner if they're holding for you.
Please.
Especially even as the holder, be paying close attention. I've been elbowed in the face holding for people in this. Alex, you know who you are. Okay, stepping across. This is my foot stepping in line with Mackenzie's lead foot. Boom, coming through. Okay? Plenty of knockout footage of this elbow out there, guys.
Would this be a good setup if you were going to do swing back kick a couple times and then they expect it and then you go to the elbow instead?
Potentially if you could manage the range, but
yeah,
I'd say that's
too much of a difference.
Yeah, maybe spinning back fist a couple times, but really I just make this a surprise.
Okay.
Surprise.
The final one, oh, and the whole kata would look like this so far. So we have 1, punch, 2, slash, 3, side, 4, upward, 5, spinning back. And we can also, guys, by the way, unwind. So just come back around the same way we came through, or spin through, depending on your range and what you're comfortable with, where your balance is. So we're coming around here, and I could step through, or unwind like I did before. So one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we have. So
The spinning one, right?
yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, it's 5. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Making sure. I'm tired, guys. Okay.
You know how to count.
So
Coach has been up since 1:30.
guys, the next one is going to be sort of a Superman elbow. Okay. So guys, I know it's getting long, but we're gonna swing our rear leg up, come up and down. Okay. So if you watch Ong Bak, the great Tony Jaa, it's one thing he does a lot. It's a little silly, but it really works. Okay. My rear leg swings up. So it's just like throwing a Superman punch, but with an elbow. Okay. And we're kind of coming down, either straight down or swinging in from the side. If we're doing MMA, we need to swing inward to prevent it being a spiking elbow, okay? So, leg up, coming down, okay? Leg up, keeping back, coming down. So my partner, a lot of targets here, guys. We can, of course, aim for the face, the top of the head, like Tony Jaa often did, I think mostly for the sake of his stun doubles, okay? Or his, the collarbone, so just hands down. So up, boom, coming through, okay? So guys, the whole kata would look like this. My partner, 1, punch, 2, slash, 3, side, 4, upward elbow, 5, spinning back, 6, step back a little bit, they give me range, the flying elbow, okay? So guys, 6 movements, practice them on your own, okay? Obviously rewatch the video if you need details. I went through a little bit fast, but because normally I do like a whole hour-and-a-half class on this. But obviously you can now have reference. So try it out, guys, see what you think. Let me know what works for you. And stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you on the mats.